Him being gone a lot, raising my kids, having a household to run all the time by myself. At first, it's very difficult. It's very stressful as a new mom. With your husband deployed, it's hard to run everything by yourself.
We've had a lot of ups and downs. The first year of our marriage was very hard. I remember that one being very difficult.
You don't know what you don't know.
There was just a lot of petty arguments over the most ridiculous things. It would become a big argument to where we would be so mad at each other I wouldn't even want to look at him, and it was just the smallest thing can turn into a big thing. And there's days where the whole week will go by and I feel like I didn't even get a chance to see him because his hours at work are so crazy.
Job is really hard, and it's a lot more than going out and taking down terrorists. It's a day-to-day grind of constantly being watched.
He was supposed to deploy for 12 months. They did let him come back early for 10 months because he had a tragedy in his family. His baby brother passed away. But that whole year, I don't feel like I exaggerate when I say that it was the worst year of my life.
Over time now, I look back and I think, wow, that was so easy back then. I find myself thinking that things are hard right now, and a year from now, I'll think, wow, that was really easy.
Going to bed mad at each other, which is so normal for most couples. But being a military couple, it's one of those things where it's like, you could go to bed mad at each other tonight, and he's going to the range, and something goes haywire, and you never see him again.
It has matured me a lot. I got married very young, and when we're young, we think life is so hard.
I've learned that we're a stronger couple than most.
He has responsibilities that he has no choice but to follow through with.
When you make plans, be flexible with it.
I think that it's brought us closer together as husband and wife, because the time that you have together, you don't know if it's going to be a long period of time or a short period of time, so you enjoy it more.
Found out that I'm much stronger than I thought I was when I was a kid. I went to the hobby shop and dropped the transmission in my truck and changed out the clutch flywheel. So, you kind of have to figure stuff out on your own.
You definitely learn to pick your battles, and you don't bicker about things, or you brush it off. You don't want to just waste your time on petty things. You want to be happy, you want to smile and laugh, so that when he's away or when you're away, you remember that there's a lot of good waiting for you to come home, and it makes you want to come home. Didn't have any family over there. I would say maybe like 2 friends that I came close to, but their husbands were deployed also. So they left to go stay with family, and since we have our home out there, I stayed. So a lot of the deployment, it was just me and my son by ourselves.
His career's always been first, and I've always been second, and I know that, and I accept that. But he has showed me how much he supports me. He has seen his friends get hurt, and he's still here, and that has changed him, and it has changed me.
Difficult all the way around to be a military wife. You're gonna get tempted to go to that club and go home with another guy.
I think the military added to it in the sense that there's a lot of pressure for him at work. They keep him very busy and occupied, and there's days where his work will follow him home.
When you're just hugely pregnant and you don't have your mom and you don't have your sister and you don't have any of your best friends around, he had to make up for a lot.
People should think about, while on a deployment, a lot of it is, it's hard to communicate. It's really hard because you won't always get a phone call. You'll be lucky to get a phone call.
Every unit's fro is different, but our fro is huge on making sure that we're always getting together. People outside of the military can show great empathy and support, but nobody really gets it like your fellow spouses.
None at all. All I saw was my parents, my grandparents, things like that. So I kind of went off that.
We were not prepared or had any kind of counseling at all before we got married at all. We just jumped into it. We just were like, let's get married. And
I would suggest counseling before you get married. It really allows both people to open up in a environment that they're both comfortable in. To be strong. This is not strong, but you have to be strong.
you need to be very patient.
I wish that someone would have told me, make sure you don't hold on to things. Make sure you let go of things. It's okay to be mad, but you have to talk it out.
Just be ready for what I'm in for. The military life and living here and being away from my family. And
Go to counseling. It's not a bad place. It's not jail.
Probably could have avoided a lot of those conflicts if we already knew what to, expect.
My advice would be, if you're gonna get married because you know that you want to be together until the very end, as far as you can. And if you're already thinking, I'll just get divorced, then I would say don't do it, because you don't have faith in your marriage.
I mean, divorce has never been an option. But I think if I could go back, the only thing I would really tell myself is being married pretty much to the Marine Corps. As much as your husband wants your family to be the most important, if he gets called in the middle of the night, he's going. He doesn't have a choice.
I think it would have been really nice to speak to other spouses. I had no idea what to expect at all.
it's a lot of waiting, and you have to be really patient with him.
I had to change my life. Life kind of revolves around his career, and I want to support him in everything I can. I also have my goals that I want to do. So whenever I get that opportunity, I take it.